Hey, welcome back to Tim Talks. Appreciate you guys being here. We are going to get into part 3 of what to do or what not to do on your first day of work. This is a very important point. I think I've already been getting some feedback from parts 1 and part 2, so we're eager to get into part 3 of what not to do on your first day of work. Attitude is one of the reasons that most hires fail. About 90% of hires fail because of attitude or bad attitude or poor attitude. Companies are now realizing that to have a good hire depends not just on your hard skills, but also your soft skills or your attitude. If you have a bad attitude, that reflects. So even though you may be a good programmer, you may be a good writer, you may be a good, whatever it is you're looking at in the company, if you have an attitude, then you may want to check that attitude. A recent leadership study found that attitude was the reason for 89% of failures, and only 11% was due to technical failures. So it's not about that. It's about the attitude problem. So in other words, it's not due to the fact that they weren't technically able to fit in. They were able to fit in. It's due to them fitting in with the company culture and the attitude, or they didn't know what the company culture was and failed in that regard. So I'm going to read you something here of that same study. It says the study analyzed over 20,000 new hires and 1,400 human resources executives. According to the study, 46% of the new hires would fail within 18 months, and only 19% were successful. Furthermore, 82% of the hiring managers saw signs that the new employees would fail, but they chose to ignore those signs. So some of the problems were that these hiring managers would focus mostly on the technical skills because they were easy to evaluate if they had the quality or the qualities of being technical or not. Because of that, they were falling into the category of cognitive bias, and they weren't even looking at whether they fit in with the company culture or not. So perhaps one of the leading causes was they weren't looking for the fact that they could fit in with the company culture, and they were just looking at the technical skills. So when they reviewed why these people failed, why these hires failed, there were 5 things that came into play: coaching ability, emotional intelligence, motivation, temperament, and technical competence. So nowadays, organizations are really looking at the person's soft skills when they go to hire rather than their technical ability. That is the critical differentiation between candidates if they have those soft skills. Again, I'm going to read this to you. LinkedIn's Global Talent Trends report found that 90% of organizations said that soft skills are just as important, if not more, in hiring than hard skills. Furthermore, 89% said that failed hires were due to lack of their soft skills. So you see how important those soft skills that you bring to the table when you're going in for not only the interview, you have to explain your soft skills and then show how good you are with those soft skills once you get hired. Part of the problem within the past is these technical skills are easy to evaluate if somebody's good at what they do or not, but the soft skills are much harder to evaluate during the interview. Again, according to the study, about 15% of human resource executives say that their company has determined the essential attitudes play a big part in how they hire. So, of course, attitude plays a huge part in this, and I know after you got this far in step 3 or part 3 of our evaluation of what not to do on your first day, you're gonna ace it. You're gonna do well. I think you're gonna do great. I have no doubt about that. I know you're gonna do well. Try to look up some of these things. Don't forget to study the company culture. Don't forget to look at what the company has to offer. Make sure you fit in. And do not forget to mention or talk about the soft skills that you have when you go to the interview, so that you know that you're able to fit in and your attitude will be correct. Excellent. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in to Tim Talks. I have some links below. Check those out. Don't forget about chingup.com/Tim Talks. That's in the link below. Check it out. I have a video on that here in the future. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Ciao, ciao.